Nyelbert's Lament. It might be Nyelbert. It's probably Nyelbert. I'm no good with pronouncing names anymore. So he has good tidings he would share with you. Good news, friend. Taynor here has told me that his memories are starting to come back to him. There's one recollection in particular he says he's eager to discuss with the two of us. Tell us that. What is it? As time goes by, memories of my earlier days return to me piece by piece. Nyelbert and I were born to members of a great consortium of mages. From our earliest years, we were tutored in the magical arts by some of the realm's greatest scholars. The consortium's leaders sought to find a way to open a hole in time and space, a portal to other worlds, from which they could summon forth beasts of great power. Nyelbert and I were chosen to participate in the research. Summoning great beasts from beyond our world. You're a mage, Faedwin. Is that even possible? Voidsent. Never heard of them. But I'll take that answer as a yes. Mages come up with the damnedest ideas, eh? And yet, I don't understand. Why ever would they use two young boys for such a dangerous experiment? The beasts our masters sought to summon reside in the planes most distant from our own. Reaching across such a great distance requires a tremendous store of innate ethereal power, and so our masters set about to breed the perfect mage. Marriages were arranged to wed the mightiest members of the consortium to one another, in hopes that they would bring forth children of theretofore unheard of magical aptitude. Finally, they succeeded. And so you were born, Nyelbert. Indeed. From even before we could speak, we were taught the complex incantations required to breach the boundaries between worlds. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night, for what seemed an eternity. At long last, we were deemed ready to attempt the summoning. Sadly, the experiment ended in failure. The pull from beyond the rift was too strong to resist, and I was sucked into a hollow of my own creation. There I remained trapped, alone and adrift in that empty void, until Faedwin called me back into this world. Alas, over a century had passed since that fateful day. That's the one thing I still don't understand. If so many years have truly passed, why is it that you have not aged even a whit? I cannot say for certain, but I remember the words of one of my teachers. The rift is not unlike a border between countless worlds, a place that exists beyond time and space. If it is true that the rift exists outside of our concept of time, then it is all too possible that even seconds spent in that empty pocket could correspond to months, years, or decades in our world. And so you've returned to us just as you were that day, even while over a century has passed for the rest of us. But why didn't Nyelbert save you? Shouldn't it have been as simple as opening up another portal to the void where you were trapped? I fear that would be close to impossible. Opening the portal and reaching as far into the rift as we did required all of our energies to be focused in unison. So in losing you, not only did Nyelbert lose his friend, he lost his only chance at saving you. Talk about being dealt a rough hand. Fear not. I have good news to share as well. I do believe I've managed to recall the incantations needed to summon and manipulate the hollows. Summoning beasts from beyond the rift is far beyond my powers, but I just might be able to seal up the hollows for Nisus so enjoys summoning. What say you, friends? Shall I give it a try? Oh, now that's music to my ears. But let's not be too hasty. After all, the last time you tried to use this magic, there were some complications, to say the least. Yes, we must take the necessary precautions before confronting Phronesis in earnest. Let us meet outside the village, where Taynor can test his magic safe from harm. It's gonna be void sent everywhere, isn't it? If Vangsearch arrives, I really need to ask her to help me out with the ethereal currents. As this not flying thing. It's crap. I don't like it one bit. I'd be able to just go up there. Around it. Like a plebe. Wait, do I have... Okay. Wasn't sure if I'd been there. There's a trash Pokemon in the Twitch chat. Wicked White, you did it, lad. Sadly, I have not the strength to reach further beyond, or keep the portal open for more than a few moments. No, I will need further training before I can face. Phronesis! Where in the hells did that bastard come from? Damn it all, I'm too close. I can feel it pulling me in. No, Nyelbert. These are my friends. You mustn't hurt them. This isn't good. The cave-ins completely sealed off the tunnel behind us. We've no recourse but to press on without our companions. You heard her. What'll it be? I suppose it falls to us to slay the beast and collect the bounty. Perhaps you and your band would care to take the lead. Ha! Spare me your japes. You've no intention of giving up your prize. Mind you, I too made a promise to my companions. A promise I mean to keep. Bah, I told you that splitting up was a bad idea. If Brandon and Rendere were here, the second-rate spellcaster would be no match for us. Now, Silva. Let's not forget who our true foe is here. Lament, you're certain that if we slay this monstrosity, the cave-ins will cease. According to the miners, the beast was first sighted on the same day the tremors began. Its very presence sucking the mountain dry of its ether. We dwarves know these caves as well as we know our bodies. Trust me. Then I suppose we'd best make short work of it before everything comes crashing down. Hey, where do you think you're going? My apologies. I took your ceaseless prattling as an invitation to proceed on my own. Think yourself clever, do you? You've uncommon confidence to think you can fell the beast without aid. Answer me this. Why is it you are so intent on claiming the bounty for your own? The bounty? Aye, indeed. At any rate, unless you've a mind to stand around here until we all get crushed, we'd best be moving on, yes? Finally, something we can agree on. And so I have a proposal. Let's say we band together until our battle here is won. The tremors grow stronger. No doubt a cave-in is imminent. Let us vanquish the enemy with our combined strength, and quit this place before it becomes our tomb. Until the battle is won, then. After that, I go my own way. Oh, in the coming battle you will fight as Nyelbert. Your aid is most welcome, Nyelbert. Let's make sure we're the beast and take our leave of this place while we still can. Indeed. Alright, so we got black magic stuff. Fire, ice, lightning, flare. They come. Nyelbert, we will draw our foe's attack. So it's a simplified version of black magic, where you don't have to monitor the elemental charges. Play black mage on this game up to like level 50 or so. It would seem we're not the only ones stuck here, eh? I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, so whenever you're playing black mage, typically, the fire spells will build up charges that do more damage per the charges that they have, but they're more depleting of your mana. Ice spells do less damage, but they'll recover more mana. Leftmost one is mine, Silva. You take the friend on the right. Consider it done. How about you, fiends? So I can push through with fire spells, and then I don't have enough to cast it anymore, so I can switch to Blizzard for nice. Or sword, mana, I should say. It's a bit more complex than that whenever you actually play the job. What's this? Leads deeper within? We really should have asked for a map. Not that it'd have been much use after all the cave-ins. Well, aren't you a big boy? Don't flip that. Silva, Nyelbert needs your help. Understood. Still think you could have managed on your own, mage. Perhaps it would have been more of a struggle than I expected. That's him. He's the one who drinks of the mind's ether. Alright, let's put this oversized bull out to pasture. Silva, Lament, Nyelbert with me. The magics are yours. For now. I'll take the front. The battle is on. summons others of its ilk, we should dispatch the small fry, and quickly. Leave it to me. God, this one looks like trouble. Should do it, Silva. They gave it a limit break bar. Why not? Another earthquake. This bodes ill. Our foe's up to something. Stand back, my friends. Oh wait. Our foe's up to something. Stand back, my friends. To my side. I'll heal your wounds. Keep disenchanting the lighting tick. Cover behind the rocks. You don't want to bear the full brunt of it. Here it comes again. Get back. Sense some holy power. Get behind me, friends, quickly. Silva, you were right. Timbo can't keep this up much longer. Strike with all your strength. Done it. Now to find ourselves a way out. The tremors continue, but why? The fiend has been vanquished and its ether returned to the mountain. We were wrong. Oh, it was not the creature itself that was causing the quakes. Ah, yes. The crystal courses with nigh inconceivable power. A vast wellspring of ether accumulated over the ages. Yes, the beast was but a hungry creature, drawn here by the stone, as was I. You had no interest in the bounty all along. The stone has been left unchecked for too long. The sheer volume of ether it houses now is so vast and overwhelming it threatens to bring the entire mountain down. For how many years have I searched for it? This precious relic that could afford me the power needed to save my friend. You mean to take the stone from this place? But then what would happen to the mountain? If the ether is not returned to the earth, it is but a matter of time until the mine collapses. The miners, those who live at the foot of the mountain, countless lives would be lost. There's no time. What can we do? Taynor, my friend. Damn it. Damn it all! The tremors have stopped. Taynor, pray forgive me. I promise you this. As long as I walk this earth, I shall never give up hope. The stone was yours to do with as you pleased. And still you chose the fate of many over that of your friend. In return for your sacrifice, I would make you an offer. Come with us, and let us join you in your search for a means to save your comrade. The life of an adventurer isn't an easy one, but I dare say you strike me as a sort who just might enjoy it. So what say you? We'll travel the realm together and lend our strength to whatever unfortunate souls we encounter along the way. And who knows, before you know it, we just might stumble upon a way to rescue your Taynor. I would like that very much. Taynor, forgive me. I may have failed you today, but mark my words. For as long as I walk this land, I will not abandon hope. I will find a way to bring you back to us. But today I find myself in the company of new companions, and for now, I must lend them my strength, just as they lent theirs to me. Fabian, are you alright? Worry not, for Nisus is long gone. I launched a few arrows in its direction while it was distracted by Tanner's spell, and it just stole away. Anyhow, I'm just glad you were awake and on your feet again. Come now, let's hurry back to Mortsuk before the bastard's change of heart comes back for us. So, these role quests, each one is going to be a different member of the Warriors of Light that we've been dealing with lately. That's pretty cool. I could be wrong, but we'll see. This is a first playthrough. Twitch! Hey! We're live there right now. You really gave us a scare back there, clutching your head in pain with a deadly sin eater in plain sight. Let me guess, you had another one of your visions, didn't you? Why take me? So that's how Nyelbert and Arbor met up. Just goes to show you that in times of crisis, even the bitterest of rivals can turn fast friends. Now let's see if I have this straight. Nyelbert made it his life's mission to save Taynor here. Knowing that his own energies wouldn't suffice, he went in search of a relic that would afford him the etheric power needed to reach beyond this world. And deep in the mines that day, he found it. Yet in the end, he decided to sacrifice the stone and his own cause, to save the lives of the countless innocents who called the mountain home. And so did he take his first step down the path of a hero, a warrior of light. So that's why he came back to this place, why he still summons the Hollows as he did so many years ago. Aye, there can be no doubting it. Even now that he's become a Sin Eater, bereft of memory, reason, and any sense of his own actions, the ghastly shell of what is once Nyelbert still haunts the wastelands, searching for a way to bring back his old friend. I only knew him as a child, and the whole idea of Sin Eaters and Warriors of Light, it was all so new to me. Even as the pieces came together, I could not truly believe that Nyelbert and this Phronesis were one and the same. But when our gazes first met, standing out there in the wastes, in an instant I knew it without question. This was my friend, a friend who had been searching for me all these years. At last I know what I must do. I must stop Phronesis, that my dear friend may finally find peace. Thank you, my friends. In the battle, I was able to push Phronesis' hollows away from Cyric, only for a short distance. With more training, I'm certain I can learn to close them up entirely. After all we've already seen from you, I have no reason to doubt you. If you're game, so are we. Finally, some cause for hope, eh? But still, we must exercise caution. The last time the boy worked his magic, our foe showed up faster than you can say Phronesis. While this might be simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the Sin Eater to us. You best avoid casting any similar incantations until we prepare for the final confrontation. I want you to stay close for now. Devote yourself to your studies and hone your skills to whatever degree you can in the safety of the village. In the meantime, Fabian and I will redouble our training efforts as well. Should we succeed in finding a way to counteract the hollows, it will come down to our firepower versus our foes. We must be at full strength for the battle, lest we allow victory to slip between our fingers. That look in your eyes. Yes, I can see that you've gained much strength since we last met. You'll be pleased to hear that Taynor has managed to make steady progress in his training as well. The boy believes he has regained much of the knowledge and skill he possessed before getting sucked into that pocket of time and space. An admirable feat, considering that it was not long ago that he could scarcely remember his own name. And yet, there is one aspect of his training that is yet to be addressed. But simply, the boy lacks experience in battle. To work the magic necessary to seal up the hollows, I must maintain perfect focus and clarity of mind. If the battle with Phrenesis is my first, I fear my concentration will be disrupted all too easily. And so I thought I'd take the boy out to the wilds, that he might acclimate himself to the battlefield and further hone his command of magic in the process. And yet we must keep a wide berth of Amarang. Were we to encounter Phrenesis before we are fully prepared, the results could be disastrous. And so I propose that we go on an excursion of sorts. Would you be willing to accompany us? I believe there is much the boy can learn from your example. Excellent. Then let us make for Lakeland. The beast in the forest of the Lost Shepherd should provide a fair challenge for the lad. You sense a hostile presence. Oh, did I... When it put me as Nyelbert, I guess I had Fireball will despawned. It's very confused. Oh, nice! Just in time. Good catch. That was incredible, the sheer destructive power of your spells, the way you seamlessly weaved one incantation after the next. Everything. But tell me, what would you say is the most important thing a mage should keep in mind when doing battle with a fearsome foe? Ah, but of course. Thank you, Fadewind. This one, I will endeavor to put everything I've learned from you into practice. There goes nothing. Drat, where do I... No, that's not... Curses, just stay still so I can hit you already. Steady now, don't let the enemy fluster you. Keep your focus. Right, focus. You're a feisty one, aren't you? Ow, that's smart! Ah, I've seen enough of this. Taynor, where we leave off? Oh dear, that didn't go nearly as well as I'd hoped. Don't get so down on yourself, lad. I wouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I shouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I dare say you were starting to get the hang of it there at the end. I thought it would be a simple enough task to follow Fadewind's lead, but when that savage creature stared me down, I was too flustered to put what I learned into practice. Indeed, it is not the strength of your magics that's the issue. You simply must learn to compose yourself. What do you think, Fadewind? Are there any other words of wisdom you might offer me? Thank you. I'm sure you're right. I can't allow my foe to break my concentration like this. Anyhow, let me try once more. This time will go better, I promise you. the boy will be fine. I must stay my hand. I did it! The battle is won! Now that's how you wallop a Wolverine. Well done, lad. I'm proud I could be here for your first victory. You're far too kind. I couldn't have done it without you and Faywin here to show me the way. You have my thanks. Don't let up now, boy. You must keep battling until all you've learned becomes second nature. Are you ready? That was rather more difficult than I expected. And yet, thanks to you and Surig, I feel like I can hold my own on the battlefield now. I have to agree. The way you made short work of that last critter, I'd say it's time to find you a more worthy foe. Let's return to Mordsuck and plot our next course of action. You've proven the perfect mentor for the boy, Fateman. Else, I dare say old Surig here could you learn a thing or two from you. Taught him not only how to wield his spells in battle, but how to maintain his focus in the face of danger. Those fundamentals under his belt, it's just a matter of time to practice until he's ready to face Phronesis. I promise you, my friends, I will not let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd best go and write all I've learned today, while it's fresh in my memory. Such passion and determination. This must be the boy he always was, before his time beyond the rift stole from him his memories and his spirit. He devotes himself to his training that he might help us fell Phronesis and bring his friend a measure of salvation. There's no telling what course the battle will take, but I suspect the boy will be forced to confront his past head-on. It would not be easy for him, and yet I believe it is a necessary step for him in order to forge himself a new future. For Taynor's sake, and for the sake of those who call Almarang home, we must triumph in this battle. Not to mention for the sake of our coin purses, eh? At any rate, I'll leave you to your training and return to my own. The final confrontation is close at hand, and we must be ready. Sinjin, thank you for liking the TikTok live. Welcome in. Or well done lurking until now. Whichever one applies. Well, look who's back, and looking more imposing than ever, I might add. You'll be pleased to know that Taynor's command of his magics has advanced by leaps and bounds since you left. Says he's finally convinced he can hold his own against Phronesis. Truth be told, I worry about the boy. As devoted as he is to his training, I can't help but notice a sad, uneasy look in his eyes from time to time. He insists it's nothing, of course, but I remain unconvinced. As a fellow mage, perhaps you could succeed in reaching out to him where I failed. He should be around here somewhere. Go and find him and see if you can't offer him a few words of support, won't you? In fact, any drops that you might see as far as mounts go, exclusively from PvP during Tombstone events. Oh, hello there, Fatewan. Is there something I can do for you? Sergo's worried about me, you say? That's kind of him. I assure you, I'm completely fine. I owe so much to the both of you. You brought me back from beyond the rift, took me under your wing, trained me and comforted me to the point that my memories and my magic have both returned. I'm finally ready to face my old friend in battle. It's all because of you. And yet, there is a fear growing inside me, a fear that threatens to consume me. In my studies, I have learned much about Sin Eaters. I learned how those who fall to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like Phronesis, become Sin Eaters themselves, doomed to live out their days as mindless, unholy abominations. If I were to lose my focus in battle, and you or Serig suffer the same fate as Nyelbert, the only three friends I have known in this world, if I lost you all, how could I ever live with myself again? This thought has shaken me to my very core. You're right. I mustn't forget that I have two strong friends by my side to help me shoulder the burden. Thank you, friend. The task is a daunting one, but I will trust in myself and in the strong and gentle friends who stand by my side. Nothing would make me happier than to help Nyelbert find peace, but that is not the only reason I fight this battle. I must repay you and Ciri for all you have given me. Not only did the two of you bring me back to this world, you have instilled me with a newfound sense of purpose. And yet when the battle is done, you will leave this place. You will embark on new adventures, with new companions. Worry not, I will not hold you back or stand in your way. That is another reason I must fight this battle. I must prove to you, to all three of my friends, that I'm strong enough to get by on my own. Be strong, Taynor. You can do this. Sorry, perhaps got a little carried away there. In any event, we should go tell Ciri that I'm ready. You're finally back, I see. I was starting to get worried. I trust this means you're ready to do battle with Phronesis. I am. Let's put an end to this nightmare and set Nyelbert and the people of this land free. That's the spirit. Alright, the plan is to lure Phronesis to us by the same method as last time. We'll venture to the central hills of Amber, a safe distance away from the city, and Taynor will summon forth a hollow. It should only be a matter of time before a quarry arrives. I believe our chances are best if we can lure Phronesis to a wide open space, where we'll have complete freedom to maneuver. The hills of Amber should suffice. If you're ready, let us away at once. Wait, I want to away too. I'm ready. Let us begin. Over there, it's him. Yes, I knew you would come. Well, I guess we won't be needing this anymore. Give it up, Nyelbert. My spells are more than a match for your own. These are my friends, and I will not let you take them. Do you hear me, Nyelbert? Your long nightmare and ours shall end this day. Almost 60 in the freezer. Jeez, yeah, that's not good. It's not a good temperature for freezers. Leave the hollow to me and concentrate your attacks on our foe. You've heard the boy. It's time to show this bastard what we've got. Be wary, friends. He needs to summon a hollow. Keep a wide berth, friend, lest you be drawn into the void. Blizzard, but it's a cone attack. I've done it, the hollow is sealed. Good work, boy. Now stand back and save your strength. Our foe's got more tricks up his sleeve, no doubt. Look out, here comes another one. Leave it to me, friends. Watch out! Hurry to Siric's side or you'll face the brunt of his magic. I think is what it said. The bastard's trying to take us out in one fell swoop. Move away from me, quickly. Found it. The hollow is... Damn it, are you alright, boy? Forgive me, friends. My strength is waning. We're on our own until Taynor's strength returns. Stay clear of the hollows. God, so would you look at this one? Wait, perhaps we could use the hollows to our advantage. White, the bastard's still going. Taynor, how do you fare? Finally, the hollows to me. Even an empty shell of his body can work these magics. I shouldn't have think of the powers Nyelbert commanded when he still lived. Sorry, my friends, I can summon no more strength. Boys, give us all they can. It falls to us to end the fight. Senator's strength wanes. We mustn't let up the attack. Again, does it mean to cut off our escape route? My friend, soon you will be at peace. I am quite confident I didn't play that right, but I was trying to read all the text they were flinging up. Forgive me, Taynor. Far and wide did I travel with my companions, all the while searching for a way, any way at all, to bring you back to this world. Yet in the end, it was all in vain. Though I treasured the adventures I had with Ardbert and the others, my choice that fateful day forever haunted me. What if I had run off with the stone, and used its powers to rescue you, as I had always intended? What adventures might we have shared? I sunk into the depths of despair, and felt myself a wretch for doing so. For by what right do I pity myself? It was I who consigned you to a far more cruel and tragic fate. Whatever pain, whatever loss I knew is nothing compared to what you suffered, what you still suffer. Abandoned by your only friend, asked to drift in a cold, dark void until the end of time. Yes, no doubt you are still out here beyond the rift, cursing my name to this very day. That's not true, Nyelbert. I'm right here. And yet, even if you despise me with every fiber of your being, even still I would give anything to see you just one last time. You could curse me, revile me, rain fists and magics down upon me. It would all be worth it, just for the chance to say, I'm sorry. Stop it, Nyelbert. Please, stop saying those things. Even after you had your mind, your heart, your very humanity ripped from you, still for all these years, you kept searching for me. How could I ever hate my best friend? Don't you see, old friend? It was Ffxiv here who brought me back to this world, but it was you who guided her to me. You have suffered long enough, my friend. I can take care of myself now. You need worry about me no longer, so please, rest peacefully. It's over at last. You don't need to explain it to me. I know that Nyelbert we saw was just memory, a reflection from the crystal, that my friend truly passed years and years ago. And yet, even if those words will never reach Nyelbert, simply saying them aloud gave me a measure of peace. I have no regrets today. But we should be getting back to town before any more Sin Eaters take notice of us, yes? I'll say. After the battle, I could use a rest. And I reckon Ffxiv here could as well. Shall we head back to Mord Sook? Man, are all the job role quests like this? Because that was good. Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour. I'm happy to report that tales of our triumph are already spreading across town like wildfire. Word has it the merchants are so grateful they intend to sweeten the bounty with a generous personal reward. My friends, I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, Nyelbert has found peace. I can finally close the book on this chapter of my past. Every day I thank the gods for having brought us together. The feeling's mutual, lad. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole, but it's been a pleasure having you at our side. So, tell me, now that you've made peace with your past, what do you plan to do with your future? You and Ffxiv have trained me well, and I'm quite confident that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Perhaps I'll travel the land and see if I might use my abilities to help those in need. If I didn't know better, I'd think those words were the words of someone with twice your age. If that's truly your intention, then I have something of a plan. First, I'll need Ffxiv here's permission. It's just a thought I had, but let's say we give the lion's share of the bounty to Taynor here. I reckon he needs it more than we do, and Besides, we couldn't have won the battle without him. You're goddamn right I do. Anytime you have need of a skilled marksman, you know where to find me. And don't you worry, there'll still be some coin left over for the both of us. My friends, I can never take advantage of your kindness like that. Think nothing of it. It's not easy for a boy your age to make his way in the world, and this is the least we could do. Think of it as a parting gift from your brother and sister in arms. Thank you, Sarek. Thank you, Fateman. As long as I live, I will never forget your generosity. Finally, I have one last proposal for you. You're keen to hear it. There's this bounty hunter I know. He can hold his own with a bow, but he's always thought he could take on bigger marks if he had a skilled mage at his side. If you're looking for a partner, that is. Sarek, you couldn't possibly mean... Of course I'm saying it. So what'll it be? Yes, 1,000 times yes. Why, nothing would make me happier. Then I suppose that settles it. Welcome aboard, lad. I've got a good feeling this is only the beginning of a rewarding relationship. And on that note, I do believe my new partner and I are off to the Crystarium to find ourselves a new mark. There's not too much to ask. Why don't you join us there? I still owe you your share of the bounty, and I reckon it'll be a good place to say the proper farewells. Oh, precious. Ah, Fateman, glad you could join us. Taynor and I just arrived a short while ago ourselves. The boy's keen on starting his new life as a bounty hunter, to say the least. He's got no end of questions, that one. There's only so much I could teach him. The rest he'll have to learn from experience. And so I intend to do what I can to show him the world and keep him safe. So don't worry about us. Between my bow and his magics, I reckon we'll be able to hold our own out there. That said, should we ever find ourselves on the trail of a particularly nasty foe, I hope you'd not be averse to lending us your strength once more. And somehow I have a feeling it won't take another 100 years for our paths to cross again. Till then, friend, stay sheltered in the shade. Alright, Reynolds. They love me. I've let the Ondo down, but more than that, I've let myself down. Might as well go back to mending kettles. Show Grinold a crystal which once belonged to one of Arbert's companions? Yes. What's that you got there? Such striking beauty. It shines with heartache and laughter and the transience of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. I can see the brilliance of the crystal's legacy. You'd never capture such a gleam if you labored 100 years. Bugger me if I don't mean to try. Where's my tools, goddammit you? I must set to work before the feeling fades. Right, we're back on track with MSQ. I can feel it. A vision forming in my mind. Step aside, lass, and let me itching hands get to work. Quest accepted. Get out the way. And done. Taken the wonders of the crystal you showed me and channeled them into a new shape that benefits the Hondo's spiritual character. Not a bad job if I do say so myself. And to think I was this close to hanging up my hammer after studying the Take two. What was that? And to think I was this close to hanging up my hammer after studying the craft of them ancients. I've been across the land... What the I've been across the length and breadth of Norvrent, and gobbled up every scrap of craft and wisdom what I could find. But no matter which technique I tried, my work was just no comparison. I couldn't even figure how they put them damn buildings together. A mystery for the ages. That's what drew me here in the first place. I built my workshop, got the forges burning, then lost my bleeding will to craft. Thank the gods for that crystal of yours, or I might never have gotten it back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle there has gone through the kind of journey they sing songs about. The echoes of the memory it holds just speak directly to your heart. I can still feel them coursing through me. The inspiration's not fading away, it's welling up stronger and stronger. Give me the chance and I reckon I can weave the Crystal Saga into other things as well. But bugger me, I almost forgot the Ondo's commission. If you could drag that lamp over to Tolshot for me, I'll stay here and dream up new armaments for you to try. You now have access to Grindel's Forge. Equipment rewards will become available for collection based on the role quest you've obtained. What? That's cool. Shiny. That looks pretty cool. What is it you have there? This profusion of brightly glowing coral-like branches is most definitely not a kettle. A sacred lamp. Then the Finless One has kept his promise. My people tell me of the many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the cups. And now you come to me, bearing the light we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We can doubt your purity no longer. Your arrival was the will of the ancients. Yes, the time for fear has passed. We shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination upon the walls of the Forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayers have been offered.
O stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends? I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal? It was Nyelbert's then. Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear, at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emmett Selk was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes. Impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Shall we?
So, I think Ardbert is my dead boyfriend, you guys. I think we're official now. The chieftain has bidden me guide your steps to the illuminated land. Up, the way lies down. Follow the path of coral and rock and join your comrades below. All are gathered, yes? Then I shall describe the path you must take. Enter the cavern beyond and follow the wall down and down and down. Once at the bottom, find a passage to the northwest. Then continue west and west and west. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance and do not stray into the deep. Just before the journey's end, you will find the Caliban Gap and the barrier we placed at its mouth. This obstacle will fade should you raise a hand toward it. have made it simple. A most succinct explanation. We thank you for your guidance. Right, deep into the depths we go. Our guide bade us travel to the cavern floor and thence to the west. It would seem these twisting tunnels defy such simple instruction. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and relay the path ahead to those who come behind. Ah, Fadewood, you have a choice of two routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south along the rocks, or skip along this coral branch as Alizé has done. I, for one, shall be following my sister's example. I had to wait for that part, sorry. There you are. Come on, I think I found the tunnel we're looking for. Here. There must be the barrier of Ondo. The barrier that Ondo spoke of. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestors cut through the wilderness. 'Twas a treacherous path indeed. Now I believe one of us needs but raise a hand to banish this next obstacle. Fadewood, I elect you to do the honors. Gone. Just like that. I suppose we should head in. Like as not, this tunnel will be just as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's all stay away of our surroundings, shall we?
By the gods!
When the Ondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
Then we are seeing the same view. The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these... everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
I thought that cutscene was going to last longer and I had a snack. I'm sorry, everybody. So yeah, we're basically in Bioshock now, it looks like. Or Rapture. This looks amazing. Let me read this before I accidentally skip past it. Fadewood, did you note the style of the architecture? 'Tis the same used for the remnants at the cups and the Miro's painted towers. Look closely. Emmett Selk has not simply reclaimed these ruins. He has layered the semblance of an entire city upon them. Gods, the magnitude of his artifice is staggering. Though it pains me to admit, we did not fully understand the feats of which an old-world Ascian is capable. I'm sorry. No, pick one for real. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at the tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from this edge of the trench. Look at the size of those doors. Now I know how pixies must feel. Fadewind fortunes recognized. Welcome to the city of Amarot. Will you be riding the lift? What? Did the building just welcome you? Mayhap it is not so passing strange. Did him itself not invite Fadewind to visit his abode? This plain thy coming was expected. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift services every level of Agora Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some 100 yams of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. As you wish. The lift will arrive shortly. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of the Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capitol. It's only at this distance that you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did that voice call the city? Amarot? Look, over there. Is that a person? No, my mistake. That's a giant. It doesn't seem to have noticed us yet. Giant to know, a resident of this place may have much more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Alphino, you can't just... Excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? What the f... Oh, what adorable costumes. Are you children on an excursion? This district has much to teach you. How odd. It sounded like no language I've ever heard, yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. And which district is this exactly? You must be lost, poor things. You stand in the Polylarity district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. Ah, I see. You've come to marvel at the workings of the Convocation 14. Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now, before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We'll be fine. Very well. Take care, little ones. What was that all about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect Emmett Selk wove them from ether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days. Such words well befit the oblivion described to us by our Hasid foe. A catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiac, and thence Heidelin herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? That man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Unless, for these people, the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alphino. This ethereal Amarat and its residents appear to be phantoms of different age. Emmett Selk hath resurrected a memory, moment in time from before the star was sundered. So we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city inhabited by the long-departed. An unusual situation, to be sure, but at least we'll be able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage. Split up, strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. And while we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding the Convocation of 14 and the impending disaster. To mingling, then. Let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. It would seem the hall is host to a most precocious visitor this day. And what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? The Convocation and their handling of the coming peril. It is only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep the star turning season after season. Be it the speaker, La Brea, or the emissary, Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Logrif, Miltron, Emmett Selk, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, it would be an unprecedented development, and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I, for one, am confident that they shall deliver our star into salvation. Good gracious, child, where is your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along. Oh, quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon afflicts our star. They are calling it the final days. To set it starts suddenly, a cacophonous keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshot, and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair, every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance, an eternal fall of fiery rain, an incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. 'Tis as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. 'Tis only a matter of time until Amarat too resounds to that discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. Audience with Emmett Selk. I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one. And besides, he will be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence, and then they will rewrite the laws of existence. It is a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption begins this far, spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. If I was not certain before, then I am now. The people of this city believe they face the end of the world. I cannot imagine what purpose compelled him itself to recreate this ancient Amarat. And yet, I fancy I hear his words to us echoing through the... Take two. And yet, I fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout this ocean trench. He would have his story known. We're just gonna roll with it. I'm not even gonna edit that later. This is whatever. We can compare notes once the others return. Hopefully then our next move will become clear. It would seem our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and this convocation's efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Ah, Urianger, if I may. What are your thoughts on the ancients' art of recreation? Of creation? Ah, Urianger, if I may. What are your thoughts on the ancients' art of creation? A fascinating discipline indeed. Aught the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. It is not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Ascians, wherein ritual ceremony breatheth life into figments of myth and legend. I see we arrived at the same conclusion then. The people who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than a fraction of the ether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies, and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals, mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became, in effect, a means for destruction. An interesting matter which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding Emetselk. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the Convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant would let us through without a written permission, so we tried our luck at the Bureau of the Administrator, where we thought these permissions might be issued. The clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up. I wonder though, Faber, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered at the bureaus as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany thee on thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. I think I'd like to speak with more of the Ancients. Maybe they know something that could help cure Fadewin's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind, just lead the way. Then Ishtola and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There's surely more intelligence to be had. And so we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the capital. A visitor's writ. Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Fadewin Fortunes. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Fadewin Fortunes, your application is ready for collection. Literally just wait. As your residency was approved by Emetselk himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau's Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you a visitor's writ for the capital. Next, please. Application documents require requesting permission to enter the capital as a sanctioned visitor. Hand over. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. I'm not sure that this needed to be part of the quest mechanics here. May I? You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emetselk? Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. I know only that my name is Hythlodeus, and that this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emmett Selk's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstitution. A stray thought would have been enough. Either Ladeus will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. Yet in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part, meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Thus I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on Armara. The final days. What began as isolated incidents soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The Convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. It would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. And from their sacrifice, Zodiark was born. Just as we had hoped, he reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet, oh how the star had suffered. So many species lost. The land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiark. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means by which we might protect it. The Convocation decided thus. We would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiark. In return, he would restore to us our brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiark, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief. And for the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you then how this conflict ended? I thought you might. Emmett Silk has ever been a champion for the Willow Zodiac. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will have not abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return, by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib, ease, Emmett Selk is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they've only grown heavier with every passing century. It is truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. Is that what my name sounds like? Probably heard that. Someone a picture of the scene. It was funny. Sorry. Ah, there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? I see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tells the tale. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as she. Surely Emmett Selk has recognized the hint of her in you. Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. Your visitor's writ as requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. Finally, you were gone so long I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. I've had you in your bureaucratic ventures. Ah, I see my instincts were correct. And a good thing, too. Briganger and I weighed our chances of breaking into the capital, and an official entrance is by far the more attractive option. The capital boasteth not a single armed sentry. It would seem that in their time, they did not deem it needful to post guards. The windows and doors, however, appear heavily warded. Though mightily do we strive, with strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them even a fraction of 1 inch. Mayhap 'twas simply the case that Emmett Silk's recreation did not extend to their usual function. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Rain and I are asking about a cure for you. The problem is, these ancients didn't exist beyond Amarats today. They will happily tell their own tales, but whenever we attempt to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What of you was aught worthy of interest said during your efforts to obtain a writ? A great sacrifice of life in exchange for their brethren's resurrection. And you say all the Ascians' scheming has been leading to this? All this time? But if they still mean to enact this plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. I thought we knew their intentions in full. Restore the world to its former glory, and in turn empower Zodiac to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. If that was merely a step along the way, I hesitate to put it into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on the lives of the Source to make their sacrifice to Zodiac. That does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians would be spared that fate. But what value is there in surviving when all our history, all our struggles will be erased? I cannot conscience such an act. Of course not. And that's to say naught of what Imhotep plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, and when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before, and those who came after, by everyone you've ever met. Change things so that even my other self, dying somewhere in that future calamity, will smile and say, I knew you would win. Is fighting him itself the only way? He created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. Do you remember that talk we had atop the tower in Mord Suk? I'm still the same mind now as I was then. I don't abandon you, you don't abandon me, and together we make a difference in this fight. There's always hope if we look for it. I saw it again and again as you tore those veils of light from the sky. If we keep taking that next step forward, there's a chance we'll find a way to save you. So no matter how long it takes or how much it hurts, you can count on me to keep on walking. We've already spoke of the disaster we would bring upon our own heads, the ceaseless conflict. Imagine how you would sneer to see what's become of the first, not to mention your perilous predicament. And yet you can deny the fire your deeds have ignited in people's hearts? You've achieved what my logic and ideals never could, uniting disparate peoples under the banner of hope and common purpose. Without you, that giant Talos would never have even raised its head. I have borne witness to many such miracles at your side, and will do so again. This is but another obstacle in the road. So come, let us travel it. Drag me through wonder and danger, as you are wont to do, and I shall endeavor not to slow you down. As well thou knowest, if we are to usher Emmet Selk into his rest, we must needs bind his Ascian soul, and then shatter it with overwhelming force. The former task requireth oversight, and such have I prepared, upon the exarch's asking no less, though 'twas ever mine intent to provide said mean. The future whence our noble friend doth hail is a world fallen to Ascian artifice, and he would not see such grim history repeated, and his sense Emmet Selk's destruction will be the culmination of the exarch's efforts, a reward for all he hath endured these many years. Yet even as thou stridest into the jaws of peril, forget not but that his fondest wish, and that of many others besides, is to see thee survive into the morrow. 'Tis in pursuit of that happiest of outcomes I do pledge to remain at thy side. Our time in the First has been a never-ending succession of trials, as arduous our path and our source ever was. Yet through all our journeys together, through that deep and foreboding wood, you have helped me to stay true to my convictions. Thus would I return the favor. Do as your heart decrees, without hesitation or regret. And that is all I will say on the matter. Well, this has put Owen in a solemn mood, hasn't it? Honestly, we're not even sure this will be the end of it. But I suppose we should speak our minds while we still have the opportunity. You taught me that much in armor rank. So forgive me this moment of sentiment, Fate. By dragging me into this sorry mess, you've given me the chance to think and act as I should have, for Reen's sake. Words cannot express how much this has changed my life, or how grateful I am for your support. So I shall express my gratitude through action instead. No matter where you decide to go, I will be there, guarding your back. When Minfilia entrusted me with her power, she warned me that no matter how strong you become, you can still fall victim to despair. You can still feel powerless, and she was right. After you collapsed on Mount Gold, my hands couldn't stop shaking. If I made a mistake, if I failed to bind the light within you, I was terrified you would die. Even now you could be moments from turning, and I wouldn't know how to save you. You, Thancred, the others, you've all been there for me when I needed help. Minfilia surrendered her life to me, her legacy. I should be ready to do the same for you, and I want to, I do, but I'm not good enough. She told me to follow your example, and I've tried, I've really tried. I shouldn't. Oh, man. Really? With this line? I'm not sure Actually, never mind. I think I'll understand it better if I try it for myself. No, nothing will come of brooding here in self-pity. I made my decision, Faedwin. I'm going with you. Welcome to the capital. All visitors must present an official writ of permission before admittance will be granted. Your documents appear to be in order. You may proceed into the capital, but any guests you may choose to bring with you must remain in your vicinity at all times.
This really is unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
Emmett Selk.
My invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation. Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you? And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
It is not she who is lost without the familiar. Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention to detail, added a few unnecessary flourishes. Well, there's no point trying to hide it. Yes. Once the rejoining of worlds is complete, Zodiac will regain his full strength and shatter his prison. Then we shall offer up the Source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence. But what was it that you came here to do exactly? Well, you can't have him. The wisdom that man guards may open up new worlds of possibilities. He has unlocked the secrets of travel across the rift, and through time as well, it would seem. Quite an accomplishment for one of his incomplete nature. I must explore the limits of his capabilities, and harness that power for the Ardor. Even now, after everything, you refuse to see reason. You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the Ancients? Look at me! I have lived 1,000 of your lives. I have broken bread with you. Fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcomed death's sweet embrace. For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting. Too weak and feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star. Have your recent spats with Vorthri and his Sin Eaters taught you nothing? Have you not learned that your ignorance and frailty beget only endless misery? How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference? Let us imagine that the laws of reality are again undone, and the world faces true annihilation. Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other? Of course they wouldn't! And if you had witnessed history unfold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion. You cannot be entrusted with our legacy. I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us, and us alone.
Emmett Selk! We understand, truly, but it makes no difference. The ones you love are in the past, while ours are here in the present. One day, we too will be ashes and dust, but not today. Our time is not yet finished. We share your conviction, and that is why we will not abandon our course.
You think us the same? You think your tattered soul of equal worth to those I lost? Then come. Earn your place. Prove yourselves worthy to inherit this star. Era at the beginning of our great work. A fitting backdrop for your final judgment.
I shall wait within, but do not spend too much time on your preparations. There's no telling how much longer the guest of honor will last.